Imagine having the most comprehensive and detailed map ever assembled to track white sharks along the Maine coastline. A map built from thousands of real sightings that reveals patterns no one could see before. But here's where it gets controversial. These powerful predators are not just rare visitors dropping by chance. Instead, they have established a consistent seasonal presence near shore, challenging long-held beliefs about their habits in this region. And this is the part most people miss. It changes how local communities, beach authorities, and boating enthusiasts should think about sharing the summer seas with these incredible creatures. Researchers recently conducted an extensive analysis utilizing tag detections collected over a decade, piecing together the clearest picture yet of white shark movements and presence along Maine's shores. By compiling a whopping 6,287 confirmed detections categorized into 728 individual events from 107 distinct white sharks, this team created an unprecedented map of shark activity. After 2019, they enhanced their tracking system by adding more receivers, which sharpened the geographic detail of the shark locations. Most encounters occurred in shallow waters, often less than 0.6 miles, or around 1 kilometer from the shore. Data was gathered from multiple acoustic telemetry networks deployed between 2012 and 2023, providing a rich and complex dataset. Sharks were detected from May through December, with peak activity during the summer months of July to September. Many encounters happened in waters shallower than 65 feet, approximately 20 meters, and on average, each nearshore visit lasted roughly 14 minutes. Certain spots stood out as hot spots. Head Beach on Hermit Island recorded the greatest number of unique white sharks, while Ragged Island nearby had the most events relative to the intensity of receiver coverage. These findings suggest these areas in eastern Casco Bay are especially frequented by these apex predators. So why does this matter? This groundbreaking mapping strengthens the link between Maine and better-known shark hotspots further south. It uncovers shark travel routes along the continental shelf and how they use specific local habitats, which is vital for both conservation and public safety management. In the western North Atlantic, white sharks are known to migrate seasonally, moving from New England and Atlantic Canada down to warmer waters in the southeast and Gulf of Mexico as winter approaches. Previous studies using satellite and acoustic tagging have documented this migratory behavior. Young white sharks, particularly those in their first year, spend their summer and fall months in nurseries like the New York Bight before expanding their range as they grow. This explains why Maine primarily sees juveniles and subadult sharks, with some adults mixed in, confirming the patterns seen in earlier research on these early shark movements. The data also points toward what could be called a white shark corridor along the western Maine coast. Some sharks were detected at 4 or more different monitoring stations within a single day, indicating extensive movement within this area. Even more intriguing, some individuals return to the same locations across multiple years, implying these sharks remember and perhaps prefer certain sites. The reason these sharks are drawn to Maine's coast during summer? Food. Gray seal colonies along the northeast shelf offer a feast of nutrient-rich prey, attracting juvenile and adult white sharks in late summer and early fall. This feeding pattern is similar to what has been observed at Cape Cod and in Atlantic Canada, where white sharks spend nearly half of their time in very shallow waters under 15 feet, 4.6 meters deep, during the summer. This emphasizes just how close to shore they come during their summer hunting season. Megan Winton, a research scientist with the Atlantic White Shark Conservancy, remarked, "White sharks regularly visit our coastline in summer and fall, which coincides with the peak of Cape Cod's tourist season. But until now, we didn't realize just how much time these sharks actually spend in shallow waters right next to the shore." Temperature plays a significant role, too. The sightings in Maine mostly occurred when water temperatures were in the mid-50s to upper 60s Fahrenheit, about 13 to 20 degrees Celsius, fitting neatly within the known thermal range preferred by northeast white sharks. However, it's important to note that most sharks didn't stick around long during encounters near monitored areas. Their visits tended to be brief patrols or quick passes, not long-term residencies. What does this mean for people? Despite the regular seasonal presence of white sharks, the risk to beachgoers remains very low. Most nearshore sightings were short and concentrated in summer and early fall. Public concern understandably grew following Maine's first recorded fatal white shark attack, which tragically occurred off Bailey Island in July 2020. This incident brought attention to shark safety and monitoring efforts in the region. White sharks are protected species under U.S. law. They cannot be caught or kept and must be released if accidentally hooked. NOAA highlights their crucial role as apex predators maintaining ecological balance and notes a positive trend in their population since protection measures began in the 1990s. The practical takeaway for local authorities includes using this new shark activity timeline and spatial data to inform public safety measures. These might include better signage, drone surveillance during peak seasons, or swim advisories when seal populations surge. The goal isn't to incite fear, but to promote awareness so that beachgoers and boating communities know when and where sharks are more likely to be nearby. Looking ahead, gaps remain in monitoring coverage, especially in downeast Maine and offshore ledges. Expanding receiver networks and using tags that record detailed depth and temperature information could improve understanding of how long sharks stay in certain areas and where they travel. Climate change adds another layer of complexity. The Gulf of Maine's rapid warming, faster than 99% of the world's oceans, is adjusting when and where sharks appear, likely by shifting prey distributions and habitat conditions. NOAA warns that continuing ocean warming and more intense storms will reshape marine ecosystems, affecting fisheries, wildlife watchers, and emergency response planning. By providing this detailed baseline data set, researchers have created a valuable resource for policymakers, lifeguards, harbor officials, and tour operators. They can now better anticipate white shark presence during late summer at popular beaches and islands, leading to smarter, science-based management. This impressive study was headed by Matthew M. Davis of the Maine Department of Marine Resources and involved partnerships with the Atlantic White Shark Conservancy, the University of New England, and NOAA Fisheries. Their work was published in Frontiers in Marine Science, contributing a vital chapter to our understanding of white sharks in the Northwest Atlantic. But here's a thought-provoking question for you. As white shark sightings become more common, should coastal communities change their attitudes and policies toward these apex predators? Do we balance safety with respect for their ecological role? Or do we lean toward restricting human access to shark hotspots? Share your views, and let's dive into this conversation together.